Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again, and welcome back to my part 2 of every single Warhammer 40k faction explained, part 2 by Bricky. So I'm pretty sure this is where I left off last time with the Dark Eldar, so things are about to get disturbing. Here we go.
Drukhari. Let's talk about the Dark Eldar.
On today's episode of How Fucked Up Is Fucked Up. That's fucked up.
So those people I mentioned in the Webway, in the super deranged cults and the depraved people of the Eldar, in the Webway they didn't quite get a hold onto them. Slaanesh has them, but it has them on by the pinky finger. And they're slowly being consumed by Slaanesh, but they found out they can stave her off by doing Slaanesh things. The Dark Eldar are
Which is
by far
funny.
The worst, most horrifying, disgusting, depraved, and brutal race in all of Warhammer 40k.
Pretty much.
These are entirely a group of people whose full purpose to save their species from extinction.
They kind of look like
to
orcs,
go into
at
planets,
least in that picture.
raid them, and take as many slaves as they possibly can to torture them for 1, 5, 10, 20, a million years, because that torture will keep them from dying. They look very BDSM style too. They definitely have a lot more spiky bits, and they have a lot more of that kind of leathery black look to them. But let's
interesting looking weapons.
Let's say you are an upstanding Imperial citizen, living life on a regular planet. You get invaded by the Necrons. The Necrons will shoot you with a deatomizer, and you will be destroyed in a millisecond, and that's it. Not the worst way to go. You are invaded by Chaos Marines or something. You take a bolter shot to the head or a chain sword across your stomach, and you get cut in half. Painful, but not the worst. The orcs arrive. They beat you to death. Hurts, but, whatever. Tyranids, they eat you alive. It's pretty rough. The Dark Eldar. The Dark Eldar. This is going to get a little graphic. I apologize. You pray you die. You don't. You are instead taken as a human slave. Your life will be endless work and agony, 24/7. They will make sure you can't not die, as your pain satisfies them. They will hook you up to all manner of torture devices. They will inject pain-based stimuli drugs directly into your nervous system. They will slowly run razor blades across your skin. They will fillet you and pull out your teeth and your fingernails one by one. They will remove your appendages and your skin and wait for it to grow back so they can do it again. They will murder and torture and use the R word, it rhymes with grape, your entire family in front of you, and do the exact same thing to them. You yourself will also be rhymes with grape anywhere and everywhere possible, and this will occur for 20 years until you are no longer satisfying to them. And then you will be contorted, crushed, and twisted into some form of
That's
trophy.
a cool looking picture.
A fleshy trophy, or a ring, or a couch, or a TV stand, or perhaps a wonderful hat.
Or a TV stand.
While you are, of course, still alive and breathing, and you will become a moaning, fleshy trophy for eternity. And that is what happens when you are taken by the Dark Eldar. They are the most depraved, most horrifying race in all of 40k. They look the part, and they do it so they all don't die. They are literally forced to do this, because if they don't, Slaanesh's grip will get harder, and they will have their souls pulled away. So long as they keep doing this, Slaanesh is like, "You're doing good, man. You're doing solid. You keep that shit up, you elf-eared bastards." That's the Dark Eldar. That's the Drukhari. They are horrible. On the tabletop, they're actually kind of like Eldar, but more extreme. They are even squishier than the Eldar, but they hit generally even harder. Fast attacks,
really?
skirmishers,
They're more squishier
really
than Eldar?
quick, speedy, get around them, do a lot of damage, get away kind of stuff. That's most of the Dark Eldar.
Hit
Look
and
up the
run.
definition of grim dark in a dictionary. You'll find a picture of the Dark Eldar and Sev from Republic Commando. A quote from Mr. Vecht. "We are the lords of despair, masters of terror. Dread and agony are our meat and wine, and they are plentiful indeed." Dark Eldar. Let's talk about the harlequins. Clowns.
What's the matter,
The Harlequins are a bizarre race of Eldar.
I gotta say, they
They're
look cool, though.
demonic clown performers. They're like a weird mix of Sander Cohen from BioShock and Jin from League of Legends, but in a more clown theme. They're artists of death and perfecters of their craft. They do not belong to Craft Worlds or any of the weird Drukhari people. They guard something called the Black Library, which is this giant tome of never-ending knowledge deep in the heart of the Eldar webway, and also guarded by their god named Kegorok, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He is the laughing god, but it's the Eldar's laughing god, and these are the Harlequins, the Harlequin clowns. These are Eldar clowns, okay? So imagine the things that an Eldar...
So wait.
These...
So they're not Craft World Eldar, but they protect, what was it, the Black Library that is part of the Eldar? Wait, let me see if I can hear that again.
Harlequins. Clowns. Name. He is the clown performers. They're like a weird mix of Sander Cohen from BioShock and Jin from League of Legends, but in a more clown theme. They're artists of death and perfecters of their craft. They do not belong to Craft Worlds or any of the weird Drukhari people. They guard something called the Black Library, which is this giant tome of never-ending knowledge deep in the heart of the Eldar webway.
Okay, so they're not part of the Eldar, they're not part of the Drukhari, but they defend the Black Library that is in the heart of the Eldar Craft World? So is there like an alliance or something like that? Like, how do the Eldar let them defend the Black Library if it's in the heart of the Craft World?
And also guarded by their god named Kegorok, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He is the laughing god, but it's the Eldar's laughing god, and these are the Harlequins, the Harlequin clowns. These are Eldar clowns, okay? So imagine the things that an Eldar, these depraved individuals, would find funny. And this is the god of that. It's a horror clown. These are gods of horror for us normal people. For them, they're like, oh, it's so funny. They're all dying horribly. Honk, honk. They're very bizarre and difficult to describe. They've escaped the ruinous powers of Slaanesh somehow, but their main thing is guarding that Black Library. And the Harlequins just... They're demon clown performers. They're barely any models on the tabletop. They're good at
That's a shame.
They're
They
demon
look really
clowns.
cool, though.
I'm not sure. I got a quote. It is too easy for an Eldar to embrace the obscene virtues of chaos, for Slaanesh is nothing more than a manifestation of the Eldar mind in its most wild and unconstrained form. Human morality is meaningless to the Eldar, and to the dark side of the Eldar mind, all life is to be expended at a whim. Cruelty and generosity are but the impulse of a moment. Beauty and sensuality are virtues that can be expressed in bloodshed just as easily as in song. To an unfettered Eldar mind, there is neither sanity nor madness, but merely a wave of perfect existence fulfilled by its own savage momentum. They're very strange. The Harlequins, Drukhari, Eldar, they are an anomaly that make humans seem completely easy to understand in comparison. They range from rekindling their civilization to horrifying murder and also clowns. They're all over the place, but honestly, they represent quite well and are rather interesting,
cool.
Especially with the whole Slaanesh murdering everyone bit. So, yeah, Eldar. Now, bugs.
Mom, they following me, Mom.
They following me. Nids.
The bugs.
The bugs.
The tyrannids. Now, you want to talk something a little more fun, a little more simple than all this crazy Eldar shenanigans? Let's talk the tyrannids. They're bugs. Do they look like Zerg? Hell yeah, they look like Zerg. You want to know why they look like Zerg? Because they were actually supposed to be what Zerg were. Apparently StarCraft was supposed to be a 40k game in the beginning, hence why they look so much like Eldar
and
Zerg,
World of Warcraft was supposed to be a Warhammer game.
Like, kind of Space Marine-y. Those Marines, huh? They look a little bit Space Marine-y to me. Maybe. I don't know. You really fucked up on that one, Games Workshop, didn't ya? Tyrannids are a giant infestation of unfathomable proportions. These are giant, extremely bio-advanced hive mind organisms that are basically all about absorbing as much biomass as they possibly can to evolve and mutate to be extremely potent and powerful and kill and eat anything in their path. They are probably the least evil faction in all of 40k because all they want to do is eat shit. They want to om nom nom the entire galaxy. They hangry and we food. Also, this Tyranid hive mind has a presence in the warp. In fact, Tyranids in their own right have a massive presence in the warp. They have a thing called the shadow in the warp specifically, where when they are coming in to invade a planet, they have this weird ability to kind of cut off the warp on all the psychers on that planet. And how do you get help across the stars? Well, you need the warp, because you need that for interstellar travel. So with people unable to call for help from the Tyranids, these are just easy pickings. And an entire giant Tyranid hive fleet comes out of orbit and just will massacre, absorbing all that biomass and turning them and all of their other Tyranids into even more advanced monsters. They come in so many varieties too, all based on what is important. Tiny little ripper swarms for scouting and having little dudes eat people up, to the Hormagons, Termagants, and Genestealers, all the way to the Hive Guard and the Exocrines and the Swarm Lord, to Hive Tyrants
were brutal
and
on
the
the
giant
tabletop.
battle
So
fleets, and
many
even something
attacks.
as crazy as the
My
Hierophant Bio-Titan. The Tyranids come in all forms and sizes depending on what they require. They are extremely good at anti-biological weaponry. There is no way you could plague them or blight them. They have extremely strong armor, carapaces and such. Tyranids are nigh perfect organisms and are pretty spooky when it comes down to how they handle all of their genetic material. Keep feeding them, they'll keep evolving. They keep on creating new horrifying organisms to spread across the galaxy. And you know what the most terrifying part of the Tyranids is? We might be surrounded. There have been around 6 or 7 Tyranid hive fleets. Behemoth, Kronos, all these different kinds of hive fleets.
Leviathan.
And they've all arrived in the galaxy from different points. Different sections of the Milky Way galaxy have had different Tyranids come through.
Okay, that's pretty
And
creepy.
that is horrifying.
That's scary.
Because as far as we know, we could just be surrounded on all sides by Tyranids.
And that would be terrifying.
The only
They could
reason
come
you may
from
not hear a whole lot
anywhere.
about Tyranids is because it's a little bit hard to have a bunch of story off of one hive mind genocidal monsters. All these giant bugs swarming in, killing and eating everybody and evolving. Well, I mean, as cool as there are some cool characters, the Swarm Lord, Old One Eye, you can't really have a whole bunch of major character-based stories around them. As awesome as they are, they're simple. They want to eat you. They want to eat you and absorb your biomass. They are simple bugs. If you want something a little more complex, talk Genestealer cults.
I can have all the pot I want, I get around faster than walking, and wherever I need a seat, I can just sit on my balls.
Genestealer cults are a special brand of Tyranid that can slowly infect themselves into different kinds of society. And by infecting them, they can rise up to where they all pray and believe in these regular humans, pray and believe into their Tyranid hive mind gods. And these brood lords, and I think they're called patriarchs, all can turn an entire world all based into Genestealers. And these are called Genestealer cults. An entire hive world of the Imperium can be turned into nothing but servants to the Tyranid masters just by infecting them.
That's crazy.
Screwing with their genetic code a little bit. They also have this cool like Mad Max look, which is really neat. They are definitely one of the bigger threats to the
And that's pretty
Imperium.
creepy. They're
besides
half
chaos.
Tyranid, still
I keep
half
saying
humans,
biggest
so they can
threats to
still
the Imperium.
operate weapons
They're
and
up
stuff
there,
like
though,
that, and
because
tanks.
you, dingus, stepped on a bug in middle school. Asshole. There is a cancer eating at the Imperium. With each decade, it advances deeper, leaving drained, dead worlds in its wake. This horror, this abomination, has thought and purpose that functions on an unimaginable galactic scale. And all we can do is to try to stop the swarms of bioengineered monsters it unleashes upon us by instinct. We have given the horror a name to salvage our fears. We call it the Tyranid race. But if it is aware of us, it must know us as nothing but prey. Tyranids, they're cool. But are they as cool as the orcs?
Every screen's gone red! That means I'm super fast!
Orcs, 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 orcs.
Orcs.
Fucking love orcs. So, yes, the green monsters, the green tide, the green skins. These orcs, they are in fact a race in 40k. The orcs are as exactly what you expect them. They have archaic weapons, they're big boys, they have axes, and they have got big old teeth, and they want to kill everything, and there are so many of them. The only reason they haven't taken over the entire galaxy is they can't stop murdering each other. Orcs are so cool. Orcs don't have philosophy. Orcs don't have existential crisis. What matters is who's the biggest orc. You listen to that guy because he the biggest orc. He big orc. Big orc knows best. You win through the power of imagination.
Big orc know best. Oh, damn it.
Ever get the
Of all the races I have battled throughout the galaxy, the orc is the hardest to comprehend. They wage war with machines that should not work, care little for strategic gains, and are just as likely to slaughter each other as the enemy. How does one battle an enemy that defies all logic? As an orc, you're enjoying life. You're enjoying the life you're given. Your whole life and job and purpose is to get up and beat each other to death because you can. The biggest orc is the man who understands everything. He is the boss. And orcs have this really weird, like, big, dumb, stereotype British accent, which is just hilarious to me. Those are orcs. You fight. You like to fight. Your whole purpose is to fight. You wage war because you want to wage war. You got your boss over there, and you better listen to the boss, because if you don't listen to the boss will squish you and make you an example for the other orcs.
Smash.
And then you can't fight because orc dead. And orc dead can't fight because orc dead. Orcs, they scrap together machines out of parts that don't make any sense, and because they believe, they have the mental imagination that that machine will run, it'll run. If that machine's out of gas, you're driving that machine with your fellow orcs, and the biggest orc is behind the wheel, and you run out of gas, some orc behind you is like, oh, Zog, we're out of gas. And the big orc is like, no, we're not. I filled the fucking gas tank up earlier. And all the other orcs are like, oh yeah, you did do that. And then you turn the fucking mech back on, and it works again. Does it have gas? Probably not, but it works. The power of imagination. They paint things red because it makes them think they goes faster. They paint things purple because it's the sneakiest color. You want to know why? You ever seen a purple orc? Didn't fucking think so. Orcs are also like ancient as hell. They're back in the Eldari time frame. But back then they were called orcs, and they were much larger and scarier and far more intelligent. Now they're just orcs, and they're big, dumb, and they smack things. But they're pretty spooky. They're not very well armored, but they hit really hard, and it's called the Green Tide because there are so many orcs. There are about as many orcs as there are tyrannids, maybe more. Who knows? But they keep on, murdering each other. So
oh wait, tyrannids have more?
Orcs are entirely. Didn't fucking think so. Orcs are also like ancient as hell. They're back in the Eldari time frame. But back then they were called orcs, and they were much larger and scarier and far more intelligent. Now they're just orcs, and they're big, dumb, and they smack things. But they're pretty spooky. They're not very well armored, but they hit really hard. And it's called the Green Tide because there are so many orcs. There are about as many orcs as there are tyrannids. Maybe more. Who knows? But they keep on
so it's more orcs,
so it's
maybe, than tyrannids.
Orcs are entirely comic relief. Their stuff is slapped together. That makes no sense. Their vehicles don't work the way they're supposed to, but they work because they think it works, because they imagine that it works. Orcs care only about who is the biggest orc, and they will follow the biggest orc. And then if they want to be the biggest orc, they'll challenge the biggest orc.
That's right.
Then when they go and they issue a WH is just war in orc. They murder everybody and everything in this giant tide of green orcs who are just excited to be hitting something. They don't care that they're hitting Eldar or the Imperium or Tau or anyone in between. They're just so they get to beat shit up.
I just want to fight something.
That's orcs. And on the tabletop, they are a total coin flip, and they're really fun.
Yeah,
I have never met a salty orc player.
Nope.
I have never met someone who plays orcs and is ever just a bad guy or that guy. Orc players have this kind of fun to them because when you play them, you are completely submitting yourself to RNG. So here's the thing. Guardsmen, Imperial Guardsmen, when they shoot, they roll a dice, and on a 4 up, they'll hit their target. They have a 50% chance. Space
Right.
Marines, pretty good. They hit on a 3 or higher because they're well trained. Adeptus Custodians, they hit on 2s because they're just super well trained.
Wow.
Orcs, they hit on a 5 or higher. But if they roll a 6, they get to make another shot with anything.
Yep.
From the dinkiest pistol to the biggest rocket launcher. It doesn't matter. Half of their stuff will blow up on a whim. One of their medics, if you roll a 1 to heal someone, you fuck up your surgery and you just kill an orc. They're so wacky and silly. But the thing
kinda
is,
like
if you
Skaven.
roll well, you roll high, and you keep rolling high, you are going to crush people. And if you don't, you lose. I mean, that's what you get when you play orcs.
Pretty much.
That's what happens when you play orc. It's a coin flip, which is why you can't be a salty bitch when you play orcs, because
No, you really can't.
things won't go your way. It's just the roll of the dice. You're playing a dice game. But if you're going to have fun and you want to be stupid and you want to be silly, you're going to play some damn orcs.
Oh,
but on
yeah.
the opposite side of the fun part of this, let's talk about the Necrons.
All right, so let's see. Video is about 21 minutes long already. What do we got? Let's see. We're about 44. Yeah, there's still quite a ways to go. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I think I'll stop here. You know, I think it'd be like another 20 minutes or so, probably to finish this up. What, 44? Yeah. 54. Yeah, like another 15, 20 minutes or so. Yeah, so I'll probably end it here. I'll do part 3, and it looks like it's Necrons and Tau. Yep, so it looks like Necrons and Tau are the final 2 armies left to cover. And I'll do that in part 3, just because the video would be, I don't know, like half an hour long. So I try to keep my videos not as long as, you know, usually like 20, 25 minutes is like the max I try to do. I try not to really go longer than that, you know, because I don't know how long people actually, you know, watch the videos. They might watch 10 minutes maybe, you know, so it just seems kind of like a waste to do the whole thing if no one's really going to watch it. So, but yeah, I will call it here. Next time is Necrons and Tau. I really wanted to play Necrons. Kind of wish I did, you know. But yeah, that was really cool, you know. The orcs, such a fun army to, especially to battle against. I've never played them, unfortunately, but I did know about, you know, roll a 5 or 6. If you get a 6, there's another shot, and they had so many shots. It was ridiculous the amount of shots they got, like unbelievable. I mean, yeah, you can be a really good roller and get like a whole bunch of 6s, or you could be like me, who sucked and rolled like a whole bunch of like 1s and 2s, you know, because that's the way the dice worked. Sometimes you were blessed by the dice god, and sometimes, you know, dice god wasn't around and you just whiffed on like everything. Yeah, been there. You don't know how many boxes of dice I had to buy because I thought that box I was using was cursed. You know, every time I attacked or shot or whatever, it's like 1s and 2s, miss, 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 miss. It's like, you know what? I'm getting another pair of dice. Damn. All right, something's wrong with these dice. Go get another one. Oh, I must have had like so many boxes of dice. Yep. And then, of course, the Tyranids, you know, so many attacks, especially if you're using Genestealers. I don't remember how many attacks they had. They did have, I think it was like 2. I think it was somewhere between like 2 to 4 attacks per Tyranid, if I remember correctly. Where's my rule book? Okay, so never mind. It didn't say. It doesn't say. Yeah. I need to find my actual Tyranid rule book. I thought my old, you know, my old rule book would have had it, but it doesn't have it. But yeah, I was somewhere between, I think Genestealers had like 2 to 4 attacks each, you know, 1 for each claw, or hand, whatever you wanted to call it. So yeah, they had a lot of attacks. If I remember correctly, Genestealers, if you had a 6, got a rending hit. And if I remember correctly, rending on a vehicle, you got to roll on the vehicle damage chart, which I don't know if that's still a thing anymore. Probably not. Oop, nope. Yeah, I don't remember where it is. But yeah, there was a vehicle damage chart, you know, crew shaking, can't move, crew stunned, vehicle can't fire. You know, if you got a 6, you know, catastrophic, you know, explosion type of stuff. But that's what Genestealers used to be able to do. Vehicle battle honors, missions, White Dwarf, Space Marines. Oh, yeah, see, I don't remember if this is still a thing or not. Oops, trying to, what? Yeah, vehicle damage. I don't know if I can try to get that into focus. D6, crew shaken, crew stunned, weapon destroyed, immobilized, vehicle destroyed. That's if you got a glancing hit. And then penetrating hit. Yeah, I can't get this to focus. Crew stunned. Crew stunned, armament destroyed and crew stunned, immobilized and crew stunned. 4, 5, and 6. 4 and 5, vehicle destroyed. 6, vehicle explodes. And yeah, Tyranids actually used to be able to take down vehicles like that. I don't even know if this is still a thing anymore, if there's still a vehicle damage chart anymore. I don't know. Let me know. But yep, there's my old rule book. Last time I played. But yeah, there we go. So there is my part 2 of his part 2 of every single Warhammer 40k faction explained. And I gotta say, those harlequins, those are pretty cool. You know, kind of a shame they don't have, you know, many models and stuff like that on the tabletop, which is kind of a shame because they do look like a really cool army. You know, because that looks pretty damn freaky looking. You know, maybe I'll take a look at, yeah, that looks pretty freaky. Come on, that looks cool. Maybe I'll take a look at the website later and, you know, see if, see what models they do have. Because, I mean, these look really cool. I like the mohawk and everything like that. Although painting the checkers and stuff. No thanks. I would not want to do that. That would be an absolute nightmare. But yeah, I mean, they do look like a really cool army. But yeah, I'll have to take a look, see if they got any new models, see what models they do have. How would you even field them? You know, if they don't have many models, are they like, oh, what's that army? What was it? Custodes? I think they don't have many models, but like enough to do an army. So I wonder if these guys have like enough, like, you know, maybe they got like an HQ, 2 different troop types, and like 1 fast attack, 1 heavy unit or something like that. I don't know. I'll take a look. I like browsing the Games Workshop website from time to time. See what things are new, see what's changed. The prices. Eek. Yeah, some of those prices. Oof. Yeah. Alright, so anyways, I am going to end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. Remember, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description box below. As well as my Discord channel. I have been going in there more frequently now and stuff like that. So if you want to chat, join my Discord. And, you know, leave me all your thoughts and comments. What do you guys think about the Dark Eldar, the Harlequins, the Orcs, the Tyranids, and stuff like that? You know, let me know. Do you think they'll ever make Harlequins like a full army and, you know, go into a more, give them more depth or anything like that? Let me know. And other than that, stick around for the final part where we will cover the Necrons and the Tau. Alright guys, stick around, more videos are on the way, and I'll see you guys next time.